guys, my name is Isabella Greene. Today I would like to really quickly give you an update on December because a lot of stuff is happening. We know that we're in this energetic corridor or like a tunnel of energy that's moving us like a train into the time of winter solstice and also the December 21st portal. We also just had 12/12 yesterday, and a lot of stuff is taking place, and many teachers and many speakers are talking about it right now. I want to bring it down to earth here for you a little bit and to share the experiences that I myself am having, and I'm also hearing about from other people, because one thing is when you having your own little thing there, right, going on, but then all of a sudden when you hear the same thing from various sources from all across the world, and I talk to people from all across the world in my work, that kind of creates a phenomenon, right? You recognize that it's not just you, but it's a phenomenon that's happening right now in December. And I want to share these little details with you. Just a few things here on December. So we hear that December is the month to remember, right? The month of intense polarization. I offer you to listen to Magenta Pixie's brilliant video on the portal of December and the polarization, and all of the multidimensional stuff that she is mentioning there. In my experience, here's what I've observed and heard about. First of all, this has been going on for a while now. I've been hearing about this since November, but December seems to have kicked this up to the next level, and that's the cold and hot waves in physical experiences of people. And I'm not only talking about women, I'm talking about men, women of all ages, people from all over the place, mentioning that they would, that someone said, oh, I don't know what my body feels like or wants to feel, whether it's cold or whether it's hot. Literally when a specific thought or a specific trigger, of memory in the DNA, of memory that is linked to our path, it comes into our awareness, so we hear something or we think something, the body experiences those intense waves of heat. And I'm sure you've noticed that, but just bring that into your awareness. This is actually happening across the globe with people, with men, with women, with young men, with all different kinds and types of people. So this is not like an age-related phenomenon or anything like that. It's a phenomenon. I think that that's the plasma body activation. That's also in shamanic practices, we are told that heat waves are the waves that this release of cellular memories or cellular adjustment and energetic adjustment. Also, the heat waves are the body's response to waves of healing. I also am bringing to you that these are responses to memory triggers, memory, DNA memory, cellular memory, the memory of who we really are, the activations of the plasma body. So that's one thing that's been happening. In my observation, that's been happening since about the end of November, very strongly in December, during my meditations through the roof. Every time I have an aha moment, it literally feels like my body is on fire. And I hear that from many people, and people are asking me, what's wrong with me? Or just not noticing that, or not connecting the dots here and thinking that there is something weird going on with their bodies. But this is what I feel is going on with our bodies, is we're really being pushed into our plasma form, into the crystalline form, into awareness of our cellular memories being released and our DNA being upgraded. So we are literally upgrading all across the board. The really big thing that I've heard, first of all, it came in for me, and then I just started hearing about it from all over the place, and that's the processing of judgment versus acceptance. And for me, it literally started as a feeling, and that feeling also from the very end of November was a feeling that I was waking up into for no particular reason. I'm going to give you guys a video on processing, emotional processing, and specifically processing of the judgment versus acceptance. But just as a note here in our list of December updates, this is something that a lot of people have gone through. Processing of judgment, state of unworthiness, state of really longing for that full acceptance, the true acceptance of their path, their selves as who they are. So the feeling that I was waking up into, and I literally, nothing changed in my life. I literally felt like everything on the outside was super duper great, you know, and then I would wake up every morning into this feeling. You really feel that like in your chest and in your arms, and it's kind of like squeezing and tingly, but it's like not in a good way tingly. It's like very unpleasant feeling. I was like, what is this feeling? You know, why am I waking up into this, and what is this telling me? And it took a little bit of meditating, quite a bit of meditating actually, until I finally put a finger on it, and that's a cellular memory of the state of unworthiness, and all of the experiences of judgment, they're being pushed out into literally our faces from childhood, from parents, from schools, from our own self-judgment, that the state of unworthiness, and what's linked to it is the state of shame and guilt. Shame being shame is usually for who you are, what you are, and guilt is for what you do. Consciously, I was not aware I had any of that, but that feeling, and it moved me because I wanted to dig into the root of that. Like, why? That feels awful. What is this? And my mind having no idea what it's all about. But through meditation, through digging deep into that subconscious space, and my meditation gives me access to that, and yours can too. I found what that feeling was. I remembered and put two and two together, and so I processed the whole experience of being judged throughout my life, and also gazillion lifetimes, right? It's a human norm. That's a human experience. The norm that we're moving away from. And of course, you know, I'm thinking, hey, it's just me. Meanwhile, on the same exact night as when I was processing that, so the following morning, two of my team members talk about doing exactly the same thing at exactly the same day. Then I start getting messages from people saying, yes, I was processing the same thing. I was really paralyzed with that state of unworthiness, or that state of like really longing for the true acceptance and moving away from that whole judgment, and it hurts so much and it's so unpleasant. And so all of a sudden these messages are coming in one after the next. All of that, in my experience, was really came to a major amplification before the gateway of 12/12, so like about 2 days ago. But there's been a build up towards it for a couple of weeks prior. That's in my experience. So if you are facing and experiencing the physical sensation, the cellular memory of all of the shame and guilt that was created through judgment, that comes from all around us, you know, the whole system is based on judgment, right? The whole system of parenting, the old system of parenting was based on shame and guilt and all that. So if you were experiencing or are experiencing that, that's something that we are processing collectively. It's not just you, it's me, it's other people, it's people from around the globe who reached out to me saying, hey, you know, I've processed the same thing. I don't know why I'm facing all this. Well, this seems to be probably the next step of upgrade for humanity. We want to move past that. We want to understand the phenomenon. We want to recognize that this system no longer works, that the system of parenting through judgment no longer works. And we want to drop all that baggage. We want to leave it behind. We are moving into the new earth, new human state of being, and we want to let go of all that. And so if you're not aware of it, like myself, you know, like I wasn't consciously aware, then you're going to have physical sensations, like the feeling. What's that feeling? To process these things that are deeply, deeply in our subconscious space. So that's a December gift for us. I literally feel like a whole different person right now after all that processing. And I'll tell you in detail how to do that processing if you're in the middle of it. And my process will possibly help you to go through all kinds of emotional processing. So that's a separate video. Stay tuned for it. Then the meditations became, so as soon as I processed that, my dream time changed too. You know, it seems like the dream time moved into this like happy place. I had quite a bit of dream time where I was experiencing that, you know, I was experiencing discomfort with the whole human experience, right? Human lives. And all of that just immediately, as soon as I discovered what that sensation was, released the cellular memory, the guilt, shame, judgment, unworthiness, all of that, my dream time changed too. So if you're observing the change in dream time is literally just became so fascinating and exciting. And I'm choosing timelines now in dream time. I literally am sitting there, and it's kind of like a dream is starting, right? Some sort of a scenario is starting to play out, and it's paused, and I'm able to choose. Okay, I can see the scenario all the way through, and I'm asked. There's a part of me in my dream time that's asking, hey, do you want this scenario or this scenario or this scenario? And literally they are all lined up in front of me, kind of like in my mind's eye, or a recognition of different possibilities, different potentials, different timelines. And I'm able to choose in my dream time which scenario I'm going to dream about now. So that's really incredible. That's never been happening before, but it started happening once I released that block, that cellular memory of judgment. Let's call it the cellular memory of judgment. And then the meditations too. I literally have been sitting in meditations and processing stuff simultaneously. So I'd be simultaneously aware of thinking about what I just watched as a movie, right? Or like kind of feeling that sensation from that movie from the night before, processing my own internal, childhood stuff, my own internal emotional stuff, experiencing multidimensional places and myself as someone else. Meaning not someone else, meaning me, myself, my soul, a part of my soul stream or an aspect of my soul stream. So I'm experiencing that. Observing other places, dimensions, locations, and also being in the void, all at the same time. Which gives me an idea, which kind of shows me that the brain is processing information multidimensionally, simultaneously, which means that capacity over the brain has increased, and that's the whole next level of the DNA upgrade as well, because as soon as I go into that meditative state, there are all these realities at the same time, and I'm participating in all of that at the same time, from the human all the way into multidimensional. That's something that is also new, relatively new. Well, I've been experiencing this for a while, but it really moved up a notch here. So that's another thing for December. We're definitely seeing intense polarization in the world as well. People are reaching out to me asking, oh my god, is this like the war of good and evil? I don't know, I'm not seeing any evil, you know, so I can answer that, but the good is really incredibly good, so thank you for that. We're really grateful for that. I think that's about all I wanted to discuss with you today. There was another thing that came in about twin flame connection, or about love for self through the eyes of self. And I'm going to make another video, the non-physical twin flame connection part 2 for you too, so stay tuned, this is coming up for you. But guys, we are on the way into massive adjustment, the attitude adjustment time, the timeline adjustment time, the moment of alignment, realignment, and stepping deeper into our fifth dimensional nature, stepping deeper into the state of being of the new human within the new earth. All of that is on the way here throughout December. We're dropping the baggage that is still holding us back. The process is never done. We're in the process for a long period of time, but we are really moving forward really fast right now this month. So happy upcoming solstice, guys. I will see you. Thank you for tuning in today. If you'd like to have a session with me, you can reach me at IsabellaGreene.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I give you all different kinds of information in my videos. I love you. Take care. Namaste.